308 South Franklin,
308.
our first house,
Our first
the
ownership.
concrete home. It was concrete from floor to ceiling, steps, everything. Everything was concrete.
Four stories. Four
Yeah,
stories.
big house.
The garage was even concrete. There's only, I think, 5 of them or 8 of them in Allentown.
I think we could date ourselves by saying how much it sold for.
That's what it's going to be on it. I believe we paid somewhere about $35,000 for it.
Yeah.
And by we, Josh was so economical. We rented out 4 of the 5 bedrooms to his friends for $100 a room.
Well, you were still in college. It just wasn't the sorority experience. It was more like a
Me and 5 dudes.
fraternity kind of
Yes.
experience.
Were there any background checks?
No, it was all his buddies.
I knew him already.
He knew all of them. Our mortgage was $428. I did the numbers. I've always done the numbers, and it was $428. We split it all up. Everybody had to buy their own groceries, the electric, all of the above. We had actually the doughboy who set us up lived with us. He's the one who you were his wingman. But he lived with us for those 2 years that we lived there, 2.5 years. And that house the closing was pretty funny.
Yeah, the house was vandalized the day before closing, or
Yeah.
at least sometime before closing. Somebody had gone in and wrote all over the walls,
All
every
lewd
single
images
room.
is all we'll say.
Yeah, all sorts of nice things. But it ended up working out pretty nice for us because we got some money back and used that to do a lot of the renovations to move in.
Yeah.
So what might seem like something less than ideal turns out to be
It works out eventually, yeah.
it turns out sometimes to be
Everything happens for a reason. You just don't understand it at the time.
yeah. So that was great.
Yeah,
But the house was good.
Yeah.
Jessica commuted to college from there
2 years, yeah.
to finish college.
Yeah.
I think I was working for Mack Trucks at that point.
You were. I forgot you were working at Mac.
Yeah.
I was working as a waitress at TGI Fridays at that house. And then that's when I finally switched over. And then I was working at Arden Courts doing the caregiving in the memory unit.
Yeah. Working for the Hammer Shocks. Can I plug people in this
Yeah,
video?
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll need permission. I don't know, but yeah, all good things. But yeah, we worked a lot. We had jobs and went to school and had the house, and we were, even at a young age, we were having at it.
So we ended up selling that house, and
we got pregnant.
Yeah.
And we got married.
Yeah.
And we kicked everybody out.
Yep.
And everybody was mad because I was like, we're having a baby, we're not at this party house, and it's like, so everybody got kicked out, and we sold it. We had no money. I remember freezing in that concrete house.
We got it done
We got
with the help of Donna.
Remember
I think Donna gave us some carpet to change the carpet.
Well, we paid. We had to, that's when we lived there. We had the carpets that were cut out of the apartments.
Yeah.
But then we paid for the good carpet, and remember that's when we were living in the basement with the dogs because we didn't want to ruin the carpet upstairs. So we moved into the basement, slept in the basement at 308. Do you remember?
I do. It was a big house.
And then no one would rent to us. Like, no one would rent to us because the house was under agreement. And this was, what year do you think that was? I was 20 or 21. So
98, 99.
yeah, somewhere around there. And we had 2 dogs, and I was expecting, and we didn't have a whole lot of money. And so nobody would rent to us. Like, we tried and tried and tried. And so it was just easier to buy. So we got that little apartment in Copley.
Mm-hmm.
It was this dinky little apartment in a church. So we had to rent. We rented for 3 months there, I believe. And it was so stressful because I was still commuting and I was expecting. And we were married, but it was very, very stressful. So then at that point, we moved into my mom's house, but I think we were under agreement already for Hall Court, the second house. And then we lived at my mom's house. We had Orlo at my mom's house. And then Orlo was 6 weeks, 8 weeks when we were able to buy Hall Court. Hall Court, we bought FHA, and it needed work. So did 308 though. 308, you had to fix the concrete steps out back
Yeah, we did some repairs prior to
to
closing.
get our loan. And that's something in like the real estate world I've always done, because we personally did it, is if it's someone that's FHA, if they're willing to do the work, then a seller might consider taking you because you're willing to do the work, for your own loan type. So we did it on both of those houses. We did it for all of the houses, even Township Land needed. Seasaltsville we didn't do work on, I don't think, in advance, but all the other ones we did. Right?
Oh man, yeah, you fast forwarding on Sea
I
Saltville.
know.
That was a ton of work.
We'll stick to the task. But 308, anything else with 308? I mean, that was just like, for me, that was learning how to work numbers. That was like truly adulting.
It was the taste of getting that capital gains, and and having that sweat equity again, and we made money. So had we not made money, I don't know. It wasn't a lot of money. It was
we made 20
again.
grand. We sold it for like 55 or 58.
Yeah.
Then we took that 20 and bought the next one.
Which to us at that time was a lot of money.
20 grand's a lot of money now.
Yeah.
I'll take 20 grand right now. I don't know. I like 20 grand.
Yeah. So I think we got the taste of that, and tax free of course helps. I think that kind of
capital gains
I think
at a
that's
young age has been helpful to us.
set the stage too for some the long nights that were to come.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So then we moved around, ended up
Hall
at
Court, we
Hall
found
Court.
it was in a newspaper. It was in the Penny Power.
Oh, really? Is that where you
That's
found
where
that
it was
one?
in the Penny Power.
And you were not licensed
I
yet.
was not licensed yet. And we went right to the listing agent. Storm Norman, you called him.
Yeah, Norm Berenger, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy. He helped us. It was an estate. So we paid $64,000, I believe, for that. 64 or 68,000. And that's where we had both of our babies there. And that one needed a lot of work too. I mean, that one, it had like green carpet that was like, the padding underneath it was all smushed. It was just like putty on it. It became putty. It was on there for so long. And we were so delighted because every house we'd move into, Arlo always had allergies. So every house we'd rip all the carpet out right away. And we moved in and scraped all of it up and just had to use like mineral spirits. And they were beautiful hardwood floors. It was a cute house. It was real simple.
I think that was the first roof I put on was on that house.
Oh, and the
And
skylights.
I never had I was never frozen by indecision or fear a lot, and just decided I'd tear the roof off. And while we're tearing it off, the room would be much better served to have some light. So why not? I'll throw a skylight in. I can do anything. I'm 20
Josh
years old.
Booth. I know.
Well, that lasted about, I don't know, the first week or two when rain was coming through my nice flashing job on my skylight. And thank you, Gabe,
Yes,
for
had to have
helping us
my
fix
roofer
that.
cousin come out
Yeah,
and help.
had the carpenter cousin come help me, and we've been blessed to do some jobs together ever since.
Yeah, he did. So from that, what else with that? Yeah, so the kitchen, we did the kitchen in that one. We did the bathrooms in that one. It was a walkthrough. It was 2 walkthrough bedrooms. So downstairs.
And the house was haunted.
Yeah, the house was definitely haunted.
I don't say that very often, but this one was interesting.
So because we had to do FHA repairs on it, before we moved in, it was half a twin. And we had to test the water because it was FHA. And back then, now you don't have to do as many tests with FHA, but back then you
With
did.
a shared well.
It had a shared well, yeah. So we had to test the water, and the neighbors were like, the water's fine. We've been drinking the water forever. And we tested the water, and there was a bacteria in it. So we had to treat the water, treat the well. And then what else? With the heater, the well pump went on that house. I think the heat went on that house.
Yeah. All learning experiences.
Yeah, we had to do pretty much everything with that house.
Education isn't cheap, right?
It's expensive, and we have doctorates, several doctorates at this point. But yeah, with that house, we had both of our
And several
babies.
gray hairs too.
Yeah. Well, nowadays we do. Back then, we didn't have quite as many gray hairs, but yeah, Hall Court was great. I look back at that house fondly because we had Owen there. Orla was, like I said, a couple weeks old, a couple months old when we moved into there. And yeah, we did the kitchen, we did the bathrooms, we did washer dryer. I mean, you name it.
Yep. And then we sold that house, and that's when you got your license after that house was sold, right?
Yeah, yeah. That house, we took that house. Our dream, we used to drive around and look for stone farmhouses. And it was like, we're never going to be able to afford a stone farmhouse. That's not going to happen. And then I found Sea Saltsville.
Yeah.
And that was like our dream. We were like, oh, we'd stalk it. Remember, we'd sit outside. We'd put the kids in their little car seats in the back. And we'd just sit and like stalk this house. We waived everything on that because we were able to go conventional because we made enough money on Hall Court. We paid like 68 and sold it for like 128 or something, 124, something like that.
Made some money.
Made enough money to actually be able to get a single house.
Again,
Springboard into a single.
Tax free because we were living in the job sites.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, Hall Court was great. I mean, we weren't there real long, but I remember having my little nursery. I had like, it was cute with the babies. Very cute.
Yeah, that was a neat home. Our kids were very young, and
Owen was 1 when we moved out of there.
yeah,
Not even. I think he was under 1 when we bought Sea Saltsville. So I was 24 or 25, I think, 24 or 25 by that point. You were 25 then if I was 24. So somewhere right around there.
yeah.
For perspective where we were at. So by like 25, it was 2 houses, 2 kids.
It's like a walk down memory lane.
It is. It is. We could keep walking too.
There we go. So yeah, that one I would ride my bike to work, which was nice.
Yeah, you were turning wrenches still.
But it was nice. We ended up selling that property, made some money,
Yeah, could get
and
our first
then
single
bought our first Pennsylvania
farmhouse.
stone farmhouse.